All right, we are going to do part 2 of building the house. So as you can see, I've got my house structure all finished, and that was in the last video. And now we're going to put some windows and doors on here. And your windows and doors are all going to have trim on them as well. Now, another thing you got to keep in mind is if your house is 1 or 2 stories tall. Now, mine, I basically have made it so it's a 1-story house, just because of the thickness of this and all this other stuff here. If you want to make it a 2-story house, here's what we need to do. We're going to take and put an X on here. The old top is right here. I can still see my old marks. So there's my center point. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go from this vanishing point over here, and I'm going to draw a guideline through here. And this one's going to go to the opposite vanishing point. Stop there. I'm going to put another one here. And then I'm going to put another one right here. So, if this is a 2-story house, your doors are probably going to go up to about this level right here. Doors are typically about 7 feet tall. They're a little less, but typically 7 feet tall. So be right about here. And your windows probably going to be about the same height, and then they would go down here. So if this is a 2-story house, then your door would be kind of like what you see right here, what I've just drawn. That'd be the height of a 2-story house. Now, if it's a 1-story house, and I probably should have left this off, but if it's a 1-story house, then your door is probably going to be more like this here. And yes, now my house looks super tiny, because that'd be my door. Okay, so the big difference in 1 or 2-story house. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, I know this doesn't look quite right, but I'm going to go ahead and pretend this is my door that I'm going to use for my house, and I'm going to put trim on it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically outline this door. Or if you think it's too big and you want to go inside that, we could do that inside as well. So I'm going to actually go inside it. And I'm going to put a line in here. Now I'm going to extend this below the bottom of the foundation, because we did that on SketchUp as well. And I'm going to show you why in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put this line in. And I'm going to put a line on the top of the door on the inside as well. So there, I got everything lined up. Now I'm also going to extend this down just a little bit more, and this one here. Now what I need to do is I need to decide where this is going to end. I'm actually going to take my ruler, I'm going to line up with the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw a line just below. I'm going to make a line there, and I'm going to make a line right there. So hopefully you guys can see those. If you can't, you'll need to zoom in a little bit. And there's my trim around my door. I got to erase the line that's below it or behind it. So I got outside trim, but now I need to show some thickness on that trim. So here's what I'm going to do. There's going to be 4 little tiny lines that go to this vanishing point on the left. There's going to be one right here. There's going to be one here. One here. So those 3 are on the outside. The other one, the last one, is going to be on the inside of this side here. Now, do you have to line these up with the vanishing point every time? No, but you probably should at least maybe the first one, so you kind of get an idea of where they go. So I'm going to put that one in first. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw a vertical line here. That's my inside thickness. And then I'm going to put one here. And I'm not going to use a ruler in this one now. I'm just going to go in that direction. So make sure you know where your vanishing point is and go in that general direction. So I got those on there. And I can do this. I can go up. And I can do this here. So there's the trim on my door. Okay? Now I'm going to demonstrate a window like that also. So I'm going to go ahead and put a window over here. And now if I want to make that window the same height as the door, I could do one of these things. I can kind of figure out where that door trim is. Now you don't have to have your windows be the same height, but I kind of like to have everything neat and organized. So I'm going to make this oversized window right here. I'm going to make one there, and I'm going to go about here. Actually, no, I'm going to go about there. Okay, put a bottom on the window. Okay, so I got the window established. Let me erase some of these guidelines that I had in there. Now with the window, and I'm going to zoom in on this. So with this window, now I'm going to put either an outline around the whole thing, or I'm going to put what I guess what we call an inline around the whole thing, depending on how big you want your window to be. So I'm going to make this ridiculously big, just because I want you guys to be able to see it better on camera. So I'm going to do that. And this one's closer to me, so I'm going to make that a little wider gap on this side. And then I'm going to put a line on the bottom. Now, would you have to line this up at the vanishing point? No, you could probably just make it parallel because it's barely any larger than the line itself. Now that one I made too small. I'm going to redo that one. That is a little ridiculously small. So go ahead and now put a new one in. Okay. I'm going to redraw the top of that window in just so it shows up better on the camera. So as you can see on the camera now, I've got an outline, just strictly an outline on the window. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. I know it's off to the left side, but that's okay. So, same thing as the door now. I'm going to have, since this is on this plane over here, all my little lines in the corners of the window, or the trim, are going to go over to my right vanishing point. And you guys can't see the right vanishing point on here, but that's where they go. I'm going to line this corner up at that vanishing point. I'm going to put a line here. There's going to be one here. Remember, there's 3 on the outside. There's one there. The last one, number 4, is going to be on the inside, right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put those in. So there's one here. And line that up, and that one goes there. So you got now 2 on the inside, and now I'm going to line up the outside too. And remember, you don't want these super wide. You want them just a little bit thickness to it. If it gets too wide, it looks like it sticks out too far and it looks kind of ridiculous. So that's what your window should look like on your garage, or excuse me, on your house, with the trim on it. Okay. And again, this would be a 1-story house. This would be a 2-story house. Those kind of things. I think the one last thing I'm going to demonstrate is a garage door. I know most of you like to put the garage doors on. Now I've got this line here. I'm going to keep that right now, and I got this line. It'll kind of give me an idea of where things are at. Now again, if this is a 1-story house, my garage door would probably be right about here. Okay. And now with a garage here, this is going to make this house even tinier. It's just going to be like a little shack. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. It looks like a doggy door right now. So if I put a garage door on here, and figure out how wide you want it to be, I'm going to go about to there. This side over here is going to be a lot smaller, or a lot skinnier, because it's farther away from us. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to go ahead and put the top of my garage door in. And your garage door is going to have the same trim as your windows and doors, like the other ones. I know I don't need this line anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And we put the trim around it, like we did with the last one. I'm actually going to go, I'm going to go on the outside of it. So I'm going to go beyond the bottom, like that. Okay, I got those 2 on. Go ahead and put the top on. Okay, so I just outlined it, and then I extend these down just a smidge. And then I'm going to put a bottom on those 2. That one really didn't show up much, but there's one there. I'm just going to put there. Then I'd go ahead and fine-tune erase that. Now this is on this plane over here, so everything's going to go to the left vanishing point. So there's going to be a little line right here, a little one right there on the inside, a little one right here, and a little one right there. And I just connect those 4. There's one on the outside, here's one on the inside, and then we just do the one on the top. So I line it up with the vanishing point, or I just make it parallel to the top that's already there, and I put that in.